years of age.
And in the blue corner, wearing the navy trunks, from Ilford, Nigel Benn!
Now, the interesting thing about Nigel Benn is you've got a guy who's a household name, he's a former world champion, and in my opinion, the guy's only just starting to learn the business properly. He used to believe in all the publicity of he's now dropped the Dark Destroyer tag, and he's settling down and watching the guy work in the gym. He's now becoming very, very smart, more relaxed, and a very smart cookie indeed. It'll be interesting to see how Nigel goes about his work tonight.
John Coyle, third man in the middle, and this is Lenzie Morgan's chance to batter his way into the world super middleweight ranking. Super middleweight, it's 12-stone division, and it's a big jump from the ordinary middleweight limit.
Could be a good ploy, David, tonight, looking at the two fighters they're shaping up there for Nigel to concentrate on whacking in plenty of body shots.
This is scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds. Benn in the blue, Morgan in the blue and red. First round.
I'm sure you'll see Nigel, he's been working in the gym with Graham Mountain on drawing shots and rolling with them, coming back with the counters, and tried to be keeping the power, which you'll never lose, but boxing much more relaxed and being a lot smarter. Doesn't need to take you out of every shot. But this guy's known as a good left jab merchant. And as you said, Dave, he's never actually been off his feet, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when he gets hit on the chin by Benn.
Oh, there certainly is a new, clean-cut Nigel Benn. New image, same style. Jimmy Tibbs, Graham Mountain, former British Olympic boxing captain in his corner.
There's a good left hook from Nigel Benn. It's a long hook, but still carried a lot of power at the end of it. Morgan's obviously aware that Nigel's a powerful puncher. When he's met these punches before, he'll be telling himself in his mind.
Yeah, I'm looking very carefully at Morgan, Jimmy. He's beautifully muscled. Look at this. That made Benn blink a little bit.
Yeah, as we stated earlier, this guy has fought mainly as a light heavyweight. He's not going to be intimidated at all by Nigel's physical presence. You know, and I'm already impressed by the jab. This is going to be a tough night's work for Nigel Benn. I'm already impressed by Morgan. He's got the bit between his teeth. He's not come here to be the opponent. There's a good body shot there.
Well, Benn, it's worth remembering, has only been forced to go the full distance twice against Jorge Amparo and Sanderline Williams, which are not the greatest fights in the world. I'm sure he'd be the first to admit. But a lot of people whose views are respected reckon that Morgan could present a bit of an upset here tonight. We shall see. Very early days yet.
As I stated earlier, this guy has not gone to be intimidated by boxing in Brentwood tonight in Nigel's backyard.
Oh, no way, no way.
He's been there before. He's fought a former world champion in Teoso and was unlucky not to get the nod. And tonight he's fighting another former world champion, and he'll be looking to do better and possibly come away with a victory.
I think it's acknowledged that had the Teoso fight taken place in the United States and not France, Morgan would have won quite easily. But as it was, he didn't.
I think it's fair to say, Dave, that Morgan's not known as an explosive puncher.
No, that's quite right, but he still hurts you when he hits you. What do you reckon? Benn just shaded that, perhaps?
Well, I think it was more of an even Steven round, actually, Dave. The kid himself got home to Nigel Benn with some good body shots and fired one or two accurate jabs as well. Nigel, on his part, got home with one or two cracking long left hooks, but it was more of an even Steven round. Both guys weighing up the situation, and now they know what they face.
The usual cheers and wolf whistles for the girls carrying the ring cards. As we look at Nigel Benn, Graham Mountain is back to us as Lenzie Morgan. Benn has been working with Vic Andretti out in Miami, but he's decided a little change of direction now. He's going to train over here in future in Barry Hearn's Matchroom Gym in Romford. And the split with Vic Andretti, totally amicable. In fact, Vic is here tonight, having flown in specially from his gym in Miami for this contest.
And interestingly enough, for people listening in the purest of boxing, Nigel does something that's not quite so pure. He actually does his gym work at 9 o'clock in the morning, then does a weight circuit, followed that by his road work in the evening. But he does do his work, he's a real good grafter.
Caught him with a right hand, right on the button. Morgan on the ropes, but still composed.
You know, from Morgan's point of view, he needs to go behind the jab and not try and outslug Nigel, because that's the type of fight Nigel will be looking for.
Well, he's met some good opponents as Morgan, none as tough as Benn. In fact, there aren't many people in the world who hit as hard as Benn, either middleweight or super middleweight.
You know, Nigel's actually spoke about all going well at super middleweight and boxing for the light heavyweight championship.
Well, maybe a little ambitious that. But, if you believe in yourself, I guess anything's possible.
You can see that this Lenzie, he's a big guy for super middleweight, and obviously he feels that physically he's probably stronger than Nigel Benn.
I remember this man Morgan has never been off his feet as a professional.
I wonder if he's ever been hit as hard as Nigel Benn plans to hit him.
Answer, no.
Nigel absolutely brings excitement to the arena. You can feel the buzz every time he walks into an arena. The chimes of Big Ben go. Your heartbeat picks up one or two.
That's right. He's one of the very few British boxers whose name is enough to fill any hall in the country. This arena in Brentwood is absolutely jam solid tonight.
I mean, I feel over the last year since he got beat by Chris Eubank in a cracking WBO title fight, that Nigel's actually improved. He seems to be calmed down in his mind from having to knock his opponent out of every shot, and now he tries to, as he's doing now, tough up. He's got nailed there, Dave. Coming back with shots, the old Nigel Benn, the old rag to the bull. Once he gets nailed, he turns back to the old Dark Destroyer. But he's trying to become more composed and a better all-round pro.
Well, I can remember that Iran Barkley gave Ben a little bit of trouble before subsiding.
But I'll tell you now, Dave, this is one tough cookie he's got in front of him.
Very much so. And not overawed in the slightest.
He looks like he's looking forward to what's coming up.
Well, he's the hungry fighter, Jimmy. If he wins, he's catapulted way into the world rankings.
Crunching up from Nigel Benn, right on the bell.
This is shaping up to be every bit as good as all the pre-fight publicity reckoned it would be.
And Nigel certainly got plenty of good advice in his corner, as you stated already. Got Graham Mountain, former Olympian, and Jimmy Tibbs, who used to train me as a top trainer as well, and I'm sure he won't be in want of any more better advice than he'll get from that pair. You see the replay here of Nigel stalking his foe. He's keeping his hands up high, not taking those shots on the target, and looking to unload his shots himself, just like there. He's trying to come back with big Nigel Benn bombs, which are his trademark.
I tell you, he got him with a left hook there, Morgan, that shook Ben a little bit.
I can't get it out of my mind that this guy is basically a light heavyweight. He looks it as well.
Seconds out, round 3.
Well, if you were with us a couple of weeks ago in Hamburg, you'll have seen what happened when a blown-up cruiserweight in the shape of Marcus Bott fought a genuine heavy. It wasn't good news for Marcus Bott, and I just hope that Nigel Benn doesn't come unstuck tonight against a man who is really a genuine light heavyweight.
I think Nigel has been instructed to work the body. He looks to me like he's hunting for it. He knows this could be a long fight, and it'll be a good ploy for him. He's living right in front of Morgan now. Nigel believes totally in his own power.
I tell you, Morgan fancies this.
He's obviously had a taste of Ben's power now and knows what to expect. He's impressed me, Morgan. Throws a good variety of shots, head and body, with either hand.
Oh, the wonderful left hook from Benn. And Morgan's in trouble. Covered up. And looking distressed. And Benn lining him up.
And body shots have made him spit out of his mouth, because I can feel them from here.
Yes, he's troubled.
And body shots have really caused some damage. Good, solid shots from Nigel Benn.
Oh, he's hurt him. Is he going to put him down for the first time in his career? He's inches away from it.
And body shots are paying dividends. He'll do well to take them. Trying to come back with body shots of his own, which looked a little bit low to me.
Terrific round this for Benn.
Storming.
And Morgan's body pink under the onslaught of these fearsome body punches.
And his nose is cut as well, so Benn's having plenty of success. But fair play to Morgan, he's coming back with good shots of his own. And Nigel's going to have to be professional all the way through.
Bad round this for Morgan.
Still
cruelly hurt by these body shots.
Yeah, the body shots have paid dividends now, Dave. They'll take a lot out of him if this fight's to go anywhere like the distance. They really do drain your energy and your strength, your resistance, and Nigel knows it. Kill the body and the head must fall.
This man has made a stern stuff. The belt does not come 1 second too soon. I'm looking at Morgan very closely.
He did well to get through 10 rounds against
back
Benn.
to his corner.
Another cracking round for Nigel. Took a few shots as well, but he certainly got the crowd buzzing there, and it's a very thorough and professional job. I think he's acted on Corner's instructions to go out and work the body. And work the body he did. Ask Lenzie Morgan.
You know, let's look at a little bit of action again from that third round, Jim.
Well, for a moment, you see Nigel unloading. He's got through with a couple of clumsy shots, and Morgan proves what a great chin he really does possess. But Nigel is really on the rampage now with body shots. And for a split second, I thought we was watching Mike McCallum, the body snatcher.
Yes, you're right.
There's a cracking right hand, and Morgan takes it, tucks up, tries to say he wasn't hurt, but I'm sure he was.
Well, there's really no secret in the boxing trade. The only reason Benn has moved up to super middle, he wants Chris Eubank again.
I just got some of Nigel's Benn sweat right in my left eye.
Lucky you.
I'm glad it weren't his left eye.
Yeah, if Eubank scaled down the flyweight, Benn would do the same, Jim.
Yeah, Nigel, Benn and Chris, obviously they had that first encounter in Birmingham, and for Nigel, you know, it's deep inside that he wants to return, and the public would come out in their droves to watch it, I'm sure.
Well, it's not going to happen this year, but all being well, next summer.
I'm sure Lenzie Morgan now will be thinking about pacing out this round a little bit and trying not to get whacked around the body no more, because he's felt now the full power of Benn's body shots.
Morgan's nose bleeding again. He's teeing off on Benn. The familiar Benn snarl of defiance.
So far Nigel's boxing a smart fight. He's putting the pressure on, but he's not rushing him recklessly. He's trying to use that jab before he switches to the body, and then tries to finish off with good shots upstairs.
Not a bad round for Morgan, this.
No, he's come back well. He's everything we expected. Good, gritty, solid pro.
In fact, it's a very good round for Morgan.
I'd like to see Nigel do as he done in the previous round and keep the pressure on and keep firing the body shots. Looks like he's neglected the body a little bit in this round, and I think it was paying huge dividends for him when he worked it. Lenzie Morgan really has got what we call in boxing a poker face. His expression really hasn't changed, and he's really taken some thunderbolt shots, and we've seen what them type of shots can do to opponents. Nigel showing some nice defensive touches, Davis, is coming in, using the jab, but tucking up nicely 2 shots as well.
Morgan taking the early part of this round, Benn coming on a little bit stronger in the last minute, inside the last 30.
Another left hook just above our commentary table. It's landed flush on the nose that time, Lenzie Morgan.
I actually gave that round to Lenzie Morgan, Jim. He did some good work in the opening minute and a half, 2 minutes.
I was surprised really, Nigel eased off the pressure from the previous round. He seems to have had the right game plan to really do a job on Lenzie Morgan, but full credit to Morgan, he's a real good solid pro. He's come back, gritted his teeth, and like you say, maybe he just snatched that round. But what's impressed me about Nigel's work tonight is the fact that he's going forward under control, controlled aggression as they call it. He's not rushing the job, he's taking his time, and he's planning in his mind mentally to just break Lenzie Morgan down slowly. Or he may even be feeling that, you know, a point to him will do fine, a stoppage will be a bonus, because this guy's record speaks for itself. But so far, so good.
Corners, 10 seconds.
You reckon it's going to go the full trip?
If you'd have asked me that at the end of the last round, I would have probably said no. The way Morgan come back in that round, it's still very, very, very tough to call. With Nigel Benn, you never know.
That's right, round 5. Live from the International Centre, Brentwood. Nigel Benn in the blue spangles against his American opponent, Lenzie Morgan from Youngstown in Ohio.
Good counter-punching left hook from Benn off the ropes there. He seems to spring out of his box as Morgan was unloading them shots and got home with a cracking left hook. But as we've already stated, Morgan certainly takes a good shot.
I saw that again. My goodness.
This is a grueling fight for Nigel Benn.
Well, it's the sort of fight he needs if
For sure.
If he wants to get back on the world stage and really establish himself. There's no point fighting pushovers and winning inside a round. That doesn't impress anybody. This guy, Lenzie Morgan, is a genuine world-class opponent.
There's a famous comment from Nigel Benn, which is often used in the tabloids, which is, I don't want to box no Mexican road sweepers. And we certainly ain't boxing no road sweeper tonight.
No, absolutely not.
And he certainly don't look like Gonzalez.
Oh, that was a good right hand from Morgan. And a little bit of swelling coming up on Benn's left cheek. He's no mug, this fella, I tell you.
Got a tremendous physical advantage. That was a cracking right hand from Benn, bang on the target. And now he's in trouble.
Once again, he looks in dire danger of visiting the canvas for the first time in his pro career. But he's fighting back. Goodness, he's got a hell of a chin, this guy.
He's full of grit. He's got good basic moves himself. He throws some good shots, but Nigel is really on a roll, and he looks like he's enjoying his work, actually. He's not rushing it, he's picking his shots. And that particular right hand that started off this attack was a cracking shot.
Morgan's got this tendency to turn away to his right from the body shots. Looking a bit tired, the American. Benn very fresh.
That's a good jab. Setting him up for the right hand. Looks like he's stalking him. There comes the right hand over the top. Nigel's had plenty of success with that right hand over the top, and I think he's going to look to use it from here on in.
He never used to have a jab.
I think you've got to give 10 out of 10 to Graham Mountain, because that jab tonight has worked a treat.
That really is a class act, this jab now. It's a rapier. And Morgan
It's a
looking
long track back to
very,
the
very,
corner.
very weary.
I'll tell you what, Dave, a lot less gritty fighters than Morgan would have already been out of there, because
Oh, for sure.
that right hand he took in the last round, let's not forget, he took it off of Nigel Benn. And, you know, the power that the man carries, the guy's got, as Chris Eubank would describe, a cast iron chin.
When you look at the bombs unload, you realise just how great Eubank's achievement was.
Oh, you can never take it away from him. A tremendous performance, mentally as well. Here you see Nigel looking for the counter shot, and there's that left hook we spoke about, a cracking shot. And you know, these are the little touches Nigel's added to his boxing technique over the last year or so. He boxes off the back foot, looks to draw counters, draw shots to throw the counters, and that was a perfect example or demonstration of what we were talking about in Nigel's improvement.
Round 6. Having had that enormous success, in fact very nearly ending the fight early with body punches, I'm surprised Ben to an extent has laid off the body punches.
Yeah, you know, I was more surprised than anyone, because once I see he had the success downstairs, and make no mistake, he had plenty of success. Morgan was hurt, and I think he's probably the most relieved man in the hall right now that Nigel's changed his game plan. Now when Lenzie stands up and gets that jab working, he looks useful. And that's what he needs to do. He doesn't want to get involved in a physical battle with Benn. He needs to use the jab, use the long shots, and try and draw Benn onto the counters, like that. Good left hook there from Morgan.
Good work indeed.
Quality.
A little shudder of worry from the crowd then. Ben was wide open to those shots.
That's what Morgan needs to do, keep it. He doesn't want to get in close with Nigel Benn. He wants to keep it at long range and pick the shots like he's now doing. It's a different class fight when he boxes at long range. Counter punch, counter punch, counter punch. That should be his game plan. Nigel's trying to close the space down very quickly.
Yeah, they're right above us now. And once again, Ben starts teeing off on his opponent's body. And these punches being delivered no more than a couple of feet away. I tell you, their force is truly awesome. John Coyle says, watch the kidneys. Very difficult because...
And a little nod of approval from Nigel.
Yeah, but Morgan's turning into the shots.
It's interesting that Nigel has at times out-jabbed the bigger man. That jab's been impressive for him. I'd like to see him use more of it. But I think Lenzie Morgan's going to be dangerous for as long as the fight lasts, because he's in there trying to win, make no mistake about that.
Oh, indeed, indeed. Caught again. Neutral corner.
Tremendous pace.
It's a great fight.
It's really grabbed the interest of the crowd, this one. Intriguing, as all Benn fights are.
Well, I don't think there can be too many doubts that Nigel Benn is building up a useful points lead now, but would you be happy if you were Graham Mountain with your man's performance, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think so far so good. I think Nigel's demonstrated that he can take care of business, as it were. He's had a lot of success with the body shots, and also when he's whacked to the chin, his power is shown at the new weight. And here we'll see a demonstration of Nigel on the defence, because Morgan's setting him up with the long shots and just pot shot, and there's a long screwed left hook which caught Benn flush, but Nigel regroups, gets his hands up and calls him on.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Morgan, once again, dragging himself out of his corner for the 7th round. This, remember, scheduled for 10. at super middleweight here in Brentwood.
I think somewhere along the line, looking at Lenzie Morgan, I feel he's the kind of guy that will go for a knockout. I really do. If he feels this fight's floating away from him, I think he'll gamble.
Well, Jim, you're reading my mind, because he's got two choices. He either survives or he tries to win.
Correct. I did see a shot from Nigel Benn there, which was a world-class counter-punch. He threw a right hand, which he drew Morgan onto on the ropes, which was similar to the one he done with the left hook earlier on. And these are the nice touches that he's had into his style now. He's becoming a dangerous boxer puncher.
I can remember,
rather than a reckless destroyer.
Yeah, I can remember in his comeback after the Eubank defeat, he fought Robbie Sims, who was another very, very durable fighter, and it produced a simply stunning left hook to defeat him. Literally stunning as well.
He's becoming very cunning, adding some nice little subtle moves to his approach, and it suits him. He'll never lose that power. Good right hand lead from Benn. Caught Lenzie unawares. Now it's turned into a dogfight.
Yeah, you get the feeling that if Morgan landed one on the button, it could change the entire flow of this contest.
Well, it could do, for the simple fact we were stating earlier, Dave, I've been impressed with the way Nigel's boxing at the new division, at the new weight. But this guy, to me, is a light heavyweight, and you've always got to remember that, because at the end of the day, Nigel's just moved up from the middleweight division, and this is a tough baptism.
Very.
But he's responding. I think Nigel's actually watched this guy himself box live 4 times. So obviously Nigel knows what it's about. Playing catch his cans now. Who'd have thought you'd have seen Nigel Benn doing this a few years ago? That's a good counter shot, Benn's up. Now needs to regroup.
And Benn smiles.
Nice and cool.
As always.
Actually, Nigel fooled me as well, because Lenzie Morgan looked to me like he'd nailed him and hurt him. Nigel seems...
Well, he did. There's no doubt in my mind that he did hurt Benn.
Nice cunning work there from Benn. Because
he got out of it well, yes he did. But he did get caught.
That was a good demonstration of how dangerous Lenzie Morgan is.
Yeah, another good round for the American, this one.
He's a good operator. And to me, it looks like he fancies the job. I'm not saying that he didn't before he got in there, but now he actually raises his arms in acknowledgement of the crowd's applause. Good stuff.
Well, there's no doubt in the crowd getting value for money for this contest tonight. All too often, American imports come over, and they do well to last around, some of them.
I was going to say come over and fall over.
Yeah, you said it. But this...
Let's just have a look at this demonstration. There's a countering shot there from Lenzie Morgan. Morgan draws him on, catches him with a couple of cuffing counters. And Nigel is all at 6s and 7s there for a moment or two. But there you see, a little bit of guile, a little bit of confidence. Even under pressure, Benn ducks and dives with the punches, gets himself out of trouble.
Corners, 10 seconds.
And ended the round well regrouped.
Seconds out, round 8.
3 rounds to go. This is 8.
You know, a word I've often used about Nigel Benn, he's taking shots here, is he dissects his opponents. And he's tried to do that tonight, but this guy has refused to be intimidated at all. And Nigel set him up for the bombs, and when Nigel's actually landed, he's hung in there and come back with good shots of his own.
Right, step back. It's off.
Nigel looks good when he uses that jab. He should do it more often. I just wonder, Dave, how Lenzie would be feeling now if Nigel was still cracking him around the body like he was.
That's one that I must confess is the most surprising aspect of this contest. Why Benn has switched the attack away from the body. I'm sure there's a good reason, but it eludes me, I'll have to say.
One thing that may have crept through Nigel's mind was the amount of energy output he was putting into them body shots. He was really bombing them in with full blast, and he probably thought, well, maybe this guy may stay in there. I better start thinking about pacing the fight out a little bit. That's the shot we saw about earlier, classy counter with a right hand off the ropes. He does it with a left hook as well. There he is, little foot change, and he'll probably leap in with it any minute now. Here comes the left hook this time.
There you go.
That's me reading it as a fire.
Well done, Jim.
Well done, Nigel, you didn't let me down, son.
And don't you, sitting at home, think for 1 minute that Benn would ever be satisfied with just getting a points win. He'll be trying to stop his man right up until the last minute of round 12, of round 10 rather.
You can see Benn, even as he's on them ropes, his legs are poised to explode. Little Benn, he's ready to just leap out of that position with powerful shots from either hand.
He's a very, very fit young man. I'm very impressed with this jab.
Oh, took the words right out of my mouth. The jab's been excellent. Wait till he starts doubling it up and trebling it up.
Oh, don't.
What can you say about this war horse, Lenzie Morgan?
I'd welcome him back into a British ring anytime. Good fighter.
Not as an opponent. Tough cookie. Nigel adjusting his shorts, looking at Lenzie. Good to say, that didn't hurt me, but I think it probably stung him a little bit. With tribute to the condition of both fighters, both still look fresh after the pace they've set all the way through. And 8 rounds are completed and still got 2 rounds to go.
Well, I don't know about you, Jim, but with 2 rounds to go, I've got Nigel 2 rounds in front at the moment.
Yeah, you've scored it on the button, Dave, because that's very, very accurate. Nigel's definitely the man holding the range. You see Nigel here, ducking and diving on the ropes, but this is a class act. He's drawing the guy onto what he wants to nail him with, which is that right hand. And you can see him timing his moment, and there it goes, bang. That's what you call good schooling, good coaching, and putting what you've learned in the gym into action in the ring.
And thrown with the same power and speed and accuracy with which Steve Backley throws the javelin. Round 9.
Well, like we stated earlier, if Lenzie feels his fight is drifting away, he's going to be dangerous right till the very end of this fight. I know Nigel's always dangerous. I think Lenzie Morgan looks like one of those characters that will give it his all to the final bell.
Incidentally, we must give credit to John Coyle, the referee from Wolverhampton. You haven't noticed he's been in the ring, and that is as fine a compliment as I can pay a referee. Superlative job, John Coyle, well done.
This is an interesting change in tactics. Morgan's getting up on his toes now, using the jab, trying to outspeed Benn.
Oh, caught him.
And having success.
He caught him with a right hand, and Benn went back on his heels for a minute.
So this is what Lenzie Morgan, I was stating, should have done from round 1. Kept the fight long, kept plenty of bounce in his footwork, and just tried to spear Benn with a jab, and then let everything else fall into place behind the jab. But he's tried to stand toe-to-toe, which is testimony to Benn, as Benn's closed the range down very, very quickly. With his own jab and his own hooks and crosses that he's got in close. Have you ever seen such a cunning Nigel, Benn?
No. I mean, Nigel Benn ducking and weaving, for heaven's sake.
Looks like the old Archie Moore trying to draw him onto the big counter punch.
Oh, memories of the old mongoose.
I'll tell you what, though, this 10 rounds won't do Nigel no harm whatsoever.
Right on, Jim. Absolutely right.
It's been a good, solid, workmanlike 10-round performance. Well, 9 rounds at the moment, but if it goes to 10, which Nigel will look back on and be proud of the way he's fought. Very professional.
As we've said so many times on Pro Box, you can spar a million rounds in the gym, but there is nothing like getting in the ring for real.
Now this is Nigel's first fight tonight. Without Vic Andretti, who's done a splendid job and added a lot of nice new moves and touches to his style. And I know Vic's here watching tonight, and I'm sure he'll be impressed with what he's seen.
I'm sure he will. And once again, let me stress that Vic and Nigel have parted on the best of terms. The transatlantic travel and everything was just getting a little bit too much.
Well, judging by the way Nigel Benn approaches his pad work, I think Vic might have done a wise move, because a couple of times Graham Mountains looked like he's been mugged in an alley.
Morgan could do worse and try and bring a couple up the middle. Good body shots.
This has been a good round from Lenzie Morgan.
It has. And I tell you, Ben's going to have a few lumps and bumps tomorrow morning, Jim.
Yeah, he's I don't realise they've still got another round, or do they?
No, that was just a nice little bit of comradeship, I think.
That was nice to see. That was nice to see, because this has been a true grit professional fight. Both guys have landed and absorbed good shots. With a round to go, I've got Nigel Benn in front.
But
I'd still like to see Nigel win the last round convincingly.
Exactly, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Go home with a good round of applause and a solid victory.
I'm sure that Nigel, John Coyle will have Ben well ahead. I don't know, it's a very personal thing, scoring live at ringside. It's instant
A couple of
judgments.
good body shots there, Dave, which he's caught Nigel with, and I'm sure that Nigel felt the full force of them.
You bet.
Seconds out, 10th and last round.
I'd like to see Nigel stay solid here mentally. This guy's going to be dangerous, I feel. This is a concentration time for Nigel Benn, not to get sloppy.
Yeah, needs to win the round to be absolutely sure.
Correct. But once that jab goes to work, this guy looks what he is, a top-class fighter. That's better from Nigel. Slip the jab and don't stand there and take none of them at all. Nigel trying to draw him onto one of his shots, either the right hand or the left hook.
I think Morgan is wise to that now.
Yeah, he's a smart fighter.
Yeah, you can catch him once with a shot, with a surprise move, but
Thinking of a box,
he learns.
this would have been a much more difficult fight for Nigel to have worked out if Lenzie Morgan had operated more beyond that left hand from the off. Because when he uses it, it's an impressive weapon. So if Nigel is thinking long term of going out to the light heavyweight division, then maybe this is a good way of experimenting.
Well, I'd have my doubts, but that's a long time off. He wants Eubank's super middle title first.
Nigel Benn's showing some nice footwork tonight as
Yeah,
well.
but he's not doing any work at the moment, Jim.
No, that's right. What's impressed me about his footwork, though, Dave, is the way he's showing nice little touches when the guy's when he's stable. The guy can't read where he's going to be. He comes around one side or the other and comes back with counter shots. I think the old tiredness is creeping in now on Ben.
This is another good round for Morgan, you know.
Yeah. It's too close for comfort. I'd like to see Nigel finish his grandstand style. Been a good all-round performance. He needs to cap it now with a good last round.
He's not doing it. Now that's the Ben of old. This is the Ben of old.
There he goes. There he goes. The Dark Destroyer is back.
He needed that little flurry. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Ain't got to worry about any more rounds now, Nige. And he knows it.
Oh, pure fury from Ben.
Ooh, that's a crunching left hook. And Morgan staying tucked up at all times. Nice and cool, solid pro. And a lot of them shots are going around the side. It's still an impressive finish from Ben.
Oh, that was very, very low. He's hurt. I don't think John Coyle saw that. That almost kneecapped him.
I won't call the fight a war, but that round was.
Ben's
Especially
got
the
it.
ending.
I'm sure Ben's got it.
He could be well pleased with that performance.
That was a good fight. That was a good fight. Now, it will be fascinating to see John Coyle's scorecard. There can't be much more than half a point in it if he's to do any justice at all to Lenzie Morgan.
I'm sure Barry will be well pleased with that performance on the Benn's appearance as a matchroom fighter.
Well, I gave it to Nigel Benn by just half a point. 1 round. Let's see how John Coyle has scored it. Good fight. What a good fight that was.
That was a marvellous fight. And a good all-round professional performance from Nigel Benn. Showed a lot of discipline, showed different aspects to his game, counter-punching, drawing the guy onto shots when his back's on the ropes. And I'm sure, as we all recognised earlier in the fight, also a sound left jab. Good solid performance. Well done, Nigel Benn.
Nigel, Dad on the back of his trunks, and he's on Dad's shoulders at the moment.